Okay, what's up, everybody? We are live on Facebook and we are live on Instagram. What's up, IG? How's everybody doing? Get on here. Where are you logging in from on Facebook? We got another guest for us. This is the 20-minute showdown. Give us a second here. He just joined the Facebook Live, and we're going to ask him to join us as parts of our live today, Mr. Todd Hartog. Great story. You're going to hear from him in just a second. Where are you guys hitting us from? Tell us where you're at. Oh, I got Fort Lauderdale in the house. What's up, Fort Laud? What's up, Cynthia? What's up, Quito? What's up, Angela? Who else is out there? Welcome. 20-minute showdown, episode 9. We got Todd Hartog join us here in just a second. We're going to actually ask him to join us if that works. 1 second. Todd Hartog official. View profile or phone or Chick-Pock. No, I just want to add him. Okay, I think he's got to ask to add me. So Todd, if you can hear me out there, give me a thumbs up because I can see you. If you can hear me on your Instagram, throw me a thumbs up to Todd. Everybody else, tell me. Okay, great. So Todd, on your lower right of your screen, it should say that you can ask me to be a collaborator. So I think it's on the lower right. Somewhere on there. So if you ask to collaborate, I'll accept. Everybody else, tell us where you're logging in from. Uh-oh, we just lost you, Todd, on the Facebook feed, but that is okay. He's back. Okay. So, gang, we are. Does anybody know? Angela, welcome. Does anybody know if Mercury's in retrograde? I'm just declaring it that it is because every piece of technology that Todd and I have is not working today. What's up, Angela in Miami? How are you? Good to see you. And we got, it is, Andrew said, yes, Mercury's in retrograde. So I was completely just making that shit up. Todd, it is in retrograde. We got AirPods that won't work, 2 of them. We got iPods that won't connect. We got chargers that won't work. I got these things. It's Throwback Thursday. So what about you guys? Tell us what's going on your way. Brett, how are you? Welcome. Who else is out there? Tyler, how you doing? Vanessa, what's up? Everybody else. Drop a comment. Tell us what's going on. Trinidad. What's up, Trinidad? How are you? Glad to have you guys on. And then, Todd, when you get back into IG, just add as a, let me see if I can invite to join. There we go. Will that work? That might be invite to join the live, though. Boom, boom, boom. I'm sure that's invite to join. So hit invite. Oh, there we go. In fact, if you guys want to do the same thing, invite some people to join while we're getting ready to get started. This is episode 9. What's up, Matt Fowler? How you doing, brother? What's up, Joshua? How you doing, Cynthia? Patricia, how are you? Welcome. Where are you logging in from, Patricia? Sorry for the delay today, guys. Rob, how are you? There we go. We got Big Todd online, logging in from Orange County, California. Glad to have you guys on. See you guys on Facebook. Welcome, Facebook. Welcome, IG. And we also kick this over to LinkedIn. YouTube. What's up, YouTube? What about LinkedIn? Anything happen in the world of LinkedIn? We're going to do that next time. All right. Todd, I think we got you. You out there?
Yeah, I'm here. What screen should I look at?
We got you, boss. Glad to hear you. Okay, so, guys, we're a few minutes behind today. Mercury's in retrograde. Mercury, go after yourself. Nothing works in the technical world, apparently. So, guys, we've got Todd Hartog on from Orange County, California. Todd is a business owner. Todd is a real estate authority, investor. He is a global direct sales networking leader and team builder. He is an active trader. This guy has made money in just about every platform you can think of, and he's done it very well at a high level. Welcome, Lisbon. Welcome. Well, glad to have Portugal on. So, Todd, tell us really quickly your 60-second story, and then I'm going to give you my 60-second story, and then we're going to go 3 questions back and forth. Everybody else, tell us where you're logging in from. If you're watching the replay, drop us a replay.
All right, 60 seconds. Todd Hartog, living out in California my whole life. Just made a major zip code change from Corona, California to Corona Del Mar. That's been about 2 years. I've been married for almost 24 years. I have 3 children. I'm a grandfather of 3. Been in the industry officially since 2007. When I say the industry, network marketing, And like Nick said, I decided to pivot and get involved in other things. I think it's wise, wherever you're at in your journey. So you got to do something with the money that you make. So it only made sense to do real estate investing, businesses. I love stock trading. And I love disruptive industries. I think anything that I do now at a ripe age of 55 years old, you've been through it, you learned a little, still a lot to learn. But I only want to be involved in stuff that solves a problem, number one, and is disruptive on top of disruption. So pretty fired up, pretty excited for the future. Just trying to stay positive. And thank you, Nick, for inviting me on this today.
Man, so glad you're here. Really quick for context for everybody. How many countries have you built a team in, and total sales volume that you guys have done over the years, just so people understand how big what you built is?
Okay, so I've had the luxury of growing a business just in about 60 to 70 different countries over the past
Whoa.
15 years. So, you find out really quick, who do I know outside of my little city, let alone county, let alone state, right? But the power of network marketing, whether you're doing the MLM side or the direct sales side, is how quickly you find out it's not who you know, it's who they know. And when you can tap into that, oh my gosh, the leverage goes 10x. So, again, 15 years ago, we started traveling to Europe. From Europe, we went to the Middle East, we went to Asia. And it wasn't that we went there. It's when you get somebody involved that knows somebody that's from one of these countries, and the company that you're with supports that country, you want to run with that, because the power of reach is unlimited, and the goal is, right? Where is your business? Who do they cater to? Which planet? Planet Earth. I want to do, ultimately, you want to do business on the entire planet.
Yep. Amen. Amen. Okay, guys.
Sales wise, just under 1 billion accumulative team sales since 2007.
That's billion with a B, y'all. This is a man that has done $1 billion in sales just under, through building great organizations. We're going to talk about that today. So that's Todd's story. Let me tell you guys my quick story. From Michigan originally, very blue-collar, middle-class upbringing, got introduced to the direct sales networking industry at 18, made my first million at 25, company went out of business, bought the assets of that company, created a business that lasted about 15 years, 20 countries, 3.5 million customers. Some of you might remember the Body by Body 90-day challenge. We were the #1 weight loss and fitness challenge in the world for several years. Bought challenge.com. We're kind of the first to social media with that idea. Created just shy of 100 millionaires. So fun run. Now currently I have a sales accelerator where the #1 industry I'm focused on currently is residential solar. Built a platform called Renewable Real Estate where we partner off with brokers and agents to help them facilitate the handoff of a sale of solar to our salespeople when we do a commission split. So I'm also a dad. I've also got 2 littles of 7 and 6.5 and 10. And that's my quick story. I'm in Miami. So Todd, we've had a chance to spend a lot of time together over the last 45 to 60 days. We spent 3 afternoons or so, lots of phone calls and Zooms. So I got to learn a lot about you in a short period of time. So I'm going to dive right in on you. We're going to go 3 questions back and forth, short answers, compact. This is episode 9. I keep messing this up. Episode 9 of the 20-minute showdown. So here we go. Todd, question number 1. What is the top 2 attributes or characteristics required for a first-time entrepreneur or solopreneur or even sales professional if they're going to become a millionaire or multimillionaire in anything, any industry? What are those 2 characteristics to get them going that they're required to have?
Well, this is going to sound a little cliche-ish, but for me personally, it's the persistence and the consistency, right? In any new venture that you do, it's going to be challenging. It's going to test everything that you are as a person, and failure is just 2 steps away. But what I learned is, how I've done things in my life. That's why we were able to have success in our journey starting in 2007, is if you stay persistent at something and consistent, it's almost guaranteed. Now, time is a funny thing. Time pays back, usually a little bit more than what you put in, right? So if you're willing to put in a couple hours a day, day after day after day, expect to get that back if you're doing it properly and you're focused. I think one of the things that I needed to learn the most is focus on income generating activities. Income generating activities can vary whatever opportunity that you're in. But if you focus and put, oh, Todd, I put my 2 hours in, but it's not on the income generating side. It might be bettering yourself, reading books, attending seminars and stuff like that. You got to do that too. But the time invested in any new venture is you got to put it in, earn while you learn, pretty much, right? Earning. It doesn't have to be, I need to learn before I make money, but on both of those things simultaneously, consistency and persistency.
Persistency, consistency, and focus on IGAs, your income generating activities, which no matter what business you are in, it always has something to do with recruiting and presenting, prospecting, recruiting, presenting. Doesn't matter what you represent. I meet people, Todd, that are solopreneurs like, well, I don't need to sell because I'm a graphic designer. I'm like, oh, awesome. Who's your head of sales? Like, what do you mean? Like, well, who does your sales? Well, I mean, I get my clients. Got it. So you're the head of sales. You better get real good at sales, right? So the world of solopreneurship is really rising at a dramatic rate. And it's so critical for the folks of that world to understand that you have to master sales. You have to focus on your income generating activities of getting new clients, because if you don't, you will go broke. So great question. Todd, hit me with one. I'm ready.
All right. So if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently in your first year?
Ooh, in my first year. What would I have done differently in my first year if I got done it all differently? I would have gone harder, faster, because I didn't actually really engage and focus and put all my time into it until I was 2 years in. So I would have drank the Kool-Aid faster. I would have bought the story, bought the hype, whatever you want to say. I would have believed faster, harder, stronger right out of the get-go, because that was 2 years of lost time. And when you understand how compounded effort works, and you understand the results, when you compress time frame and you compound results, who knows where I would have been by 25 if I would have not messed around with those first 2 years, and I would have just gone harder, faster. So I think any of you guys, no matter what you're doing, you got to believe as hard as you can, as fast as you can. Don't waste any time tiptoeing around, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, no matter what it is that you're participating in. Get your ass all in and go as hard as you can. Great question, Todd. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Question number 2. I'd like you to go back to one of let's call it, we'll call it a failure, or something that didn't go the way you wanted it to go, right? So let's look at one of the things that didn't go the way you wanted it to go, and what was a top lesson that you learned from one of the things that didn't go the way you wanted it to go.
Oh, wow. That's a good one, because we've had a few of those along the way, right?
They happen.
So the one that just comes right out, I want this to be as real and unscripted. I called Nick this morning. I said, hey, are we going to talk before this? He goes, no, bro, this is unscripted, raw. This is, we're not even going to edit it, right? So I could totally appreciate that, because if we did that, what would you guys get out of it, right? This is us, taking the chips off our shoulders, being humble. And, we want you to get something out of this, whether it's breakthrough, whether it's wherever you're at in your life. We hope that somebody or somebodies walk away with, wow, this really helped me along my journey. So, I look back and I thought on a couple decisions, Nick, what comes to me is, and this saying is going on in my head, don't let loyalty end you up in poverty.
So, interesting. Go deeper on that.
Right. Wow. So, I'd love to give credit who told me that. But I won't, for privacy reasons, right? But what she told me, oh my gosh, wow, you talk about words of wisdom, right? So when we got acquired back in 2015, we're chugging right along, 8 years into the deal. Whatever happened to our first company, Monavie, we got acquired by Jeunesse Global, and I had some golden handcuffs on. And what are golden handcuffs? A nice big weekly check coming in no matter what. Hold your breath, work, don't work. You get your business to a certain point where it's doing pretty good. And those golden handcuffs sometimes could really, what I should have explored other companies. I should have dove a little deeper before I took that safe route of being loyal, right? And yes, it was a good another 8-9 years, but really I should have checked other options. I shouldn't allow that money to block our judgment. And ultimately that's what it did. If I could go back in time, I would have not allowed my loyalty to come into place, because that's what ultimately stopped me from taking a better, look or a chance on a better opportunity.
Such an interesting statement. Don't let loyalty land you in poverty. And there's so many directions you can go with that, right? That can be a bad business partnership. That can be a bad friendship. It could be a bad, you're being loyal to your family. I got to be loyal to the family. I got to be loyal to the family. And because you're loyal to the family, you don't chase your dream. You don't go after what your heart's telling you to go after. You stay, constrained inside of the walls because you don't want to, reach beyond it, because you got to stay loyal to the family. Really interesting statement. Don't let loyalty land you in poverty. Great one, man. Never heard anything put like that before. But when you put into context of there's so many ways to look at that: loyal to a company, loyal to a family member or a friend, or loyal to an old job, an old boss, right? Like, I can't go look at new opportunity because I'm loyal to my boss. And in some cases, that can land you in poverty. Well said. All right, I'm ready for number 2. Hit me.
And not just importantly you, but the people that you're leading, right? So you look back and you go, look at how many people won, a large percentage, but how many of those people lost, right? So anyway, second question. All right. Let's go deep. Let's go a little deep. What's your biggest regret in the past 5 years? Last 5 years, what's your biggest regret? Personally or business?
Yeah, the filter of 5 years changes the context of it. So that's a hard one. It's an easy one if I go beyond 5 years. So if I can, actually, no, I think the 5-year number will work. So we had some challenges and issues at the executive level, and also in the with the company that acquired us, and the partnership level. It was very, I believe the word that they used with Will Smith and Jada was entangled. There was an entanglement. It was very messy, and because of that, we didn't take swift enough action, and I think fierce enough action and decisions that were best or right for company or for the whole. And it actually ironically piggybacks right on what you just stated about don't let loyalty land you in poverty. So these almost run right into each other, because of the loyalties of friendship and relationship and a partnership, etc. It became detrimental to the results and success in the future of company. And one regret is not making difficult decisions at an executive level much quicker, much faster, as it pertained to the direction and the outcomes of the company as a whole. So tough question, but that's as far as I can go on the answer.
So don't you think, I look back at my life, and when I had one of my breakthrough moments, and I wish we were conversing back in those days, right? 8-9 years ago, when I had to go through my decision, and the same thing with you when you had to go through your decision. But I always tell people, if this is that one thing that you guys get from this today, who is on your board? We know that these big companies have these board of directors, right? And a lot of times these board of directors are hand chosen because what they've accomplished financially, right? Like Disney's board had Steve Jobs and his wife on there. Yep. But who is on your board, Nick? I mean, I know on my board, I try to surround myself with not just only the successful people, right? People that have a lot more money that I have times, 10, billionaires. Do you have a billionaire on your board? If you don't have a billionaire, you should at least have a couple people that are worth 10 million, maybe even 100 million. But it's not just about the financial success. How are they as a character, right?
Yeah.
Their morality, what is their beliefs? Is it win at all costs? Is it money grab syndrome? I had this conversation with somebody the other day. If I was all about the money grab and who cares about the people below me, who cares if they win or lose? It's just about me winning and grabbing enough money so I can survive and move forward. But I think everybody, and it could be a family member or two on that board, could be a spouse, just wise people on that board, maybe a spiritual advisor of some sort. But I think if you picked 5 people minimum that you could consult with, and they would be non-biased, and they would tell you not only pretty much what you need to hear, right? Not what you want to hear. Like, shoot straight with me, Nick. What do you think I should do? Not because we're friends and you're afraid to offend me, right? But tell me what I need to hear, because I'm going through a tough time and I need to make a decision, and no decision is a bad decision.
Yeah.
Right. So I think surrounding yourself with the right board, right? The personal board that you put together could be powerful.
No, but the way you put it, obviously, we talk about the circle of 5 all the time. And, I reference that you have 3 circles. You have the circle of 5 that you lead, the circle of 5 that are your peers, and the circle of 5 that lead you. And what's interesting is, depending on the advice you're looking for, that board is going to change, right? It's like if it's something having to do with relationship, you might have a little bit different genetic makeup of that board. If it's something having to do with finance or legal or business, that might have a little bit different genetic makeup. But man, you just brought the number one nugget of the day without even being asked the question. So you're dropping just bombs on us today. So I've got the third and final question, and I saved this for last because, in order to do what you've done at an international level at the size that you've done it, the only way that is possible, in my opinion, is leadership. And I love, and I share this all the time, there's such a difference between sales and leadership, and, entrepreneurship and leadership. And, I admire you as a leader and what you've done. What are a couple just musts for a person to be a great leader, whether they're a solopreneur today, they're in direct sales, whatever they're doing? If they're going to be a great leader, what are a couple musts, no matter what, that they must have and they must represent?
Oh, did I lose the audio? Shoot.
Oop.
Can you hear me?
Second.
Oh, no. Thumbs up if you can hear me.
There we go. Sorry.
Okay, you're back.
Alarm clock went off on top of you. Sorry about that. So,
did
you catch the last thing I said?
The attributes of a great leader, the 2 things.
Yeah, in your opinion, like, what are the must attributes of a great leader if they're going to make it in leadership and to build a following, to build a team, and no matter what it is they're doing, maybe they want to go build a church. What are the absolutes of leadership?
Number 1, I think you've got to go all in. You got to go all in, remove all disbeliefs, remove all doubt, whatever you're doing, whether it's a service, whether it's a product. You got to go all in and know that your belief is behind what you're doing. And if you fake it, people are going to know. So you got to be all in with what you're doing, number 1. Number 2, don't think that you need to know it all. Like, in the very beginning, I'm like, how am I going to be a leader if I've only been doing this a short period of time? Whether you lead one person or you lead thousands and thousands of people, be you. And I didn't even know I was really leading until your check is growing. You start seeing, wow, we had how many new enrollments, not just in a month, but in a day. And it got to the point where you could log in. Remember these days, Nick? Wow, yeah. We just had how many hundreds of people join in the last hour, right? Those were some pretty unbelievable days. But I think, you just got to lead from your heart and just go all in and be transparent and be vulnerable. I know that's more than 2, but you know what? Yeah. Just getting on this today, this is not my comfort zone, right? Being visible, this is like a coming out party for me, actually. I need content. I need to be more visible. I need to get what's in here and in here out there. If I don't do that, then I'm not being a very good leader, right? and I got another run in me. I 55 years old, going to be 56. I want to go hard for the next 20 years, and I want to do it with the right in the right order, right? You get to the point in life, and I'm not trying to brag or anything, but we've had some, amazing couple decades. And prior to that, I had a really good decade and a half in another industry. My wife's a real estate lawyer. We want to help people, man.
Yeah.
We really, and when you help people, don't get confused. You're helping yourself, but in that order. When you really put other people first and you're making a difference in their life, man, it's so rewarding that you're not only getting the financial success, right? But you're getting that success that just money can't buy, right? When you change somebody's life. I know that was more than 2 attributes, but I just wanted to elaborate on it.
Lead from your heart. I heard go all in. I heard be authentic, be transparent, put other people first. All of these absolute winners. By the way, you need to be pumping out content because you're fantastic. You're like a walking quote book, man. Everything you say is just gold. So
appreciate that.
Beautifully shared. And, by the way, anyone that wants to, drop a question in there, feel free. If we get extra time here at the end, we'll try to do a bonus round. Drop a question in the comments if you guys have one for Todd. Todd, I'm ready for the last question, brother. Hit me with the final.
All right, let's go a little different direction.
Okay.
I know there's a ton of people raising children right now. Some
Yes,
of
sir.
you are raising them, in a relationship. Some of you are not currently in a relationship. What do you think, in today's world, right? With the world we're living in, with the Instagram and the social media, man, raising kids right now, what would you tell people, Nick, right now about raising grade school kids, any age kids right now?
Well, it is a battle of references, right? So that's just how belief systems work, right? So your belief system is built, but if you think of every belief being a file inside your brain, and inside those files are references, right? So when you have children, yours or others, if you're an older brother, you're an auntie, uncle, whatever, those children are taking in references all day, every day from all of their senses. And those senses are picking it up from, as you shared, school, the kids around them, the environment, their parents' friends, social media, YouTube, whatever. And it's creating beliefs for them on every single topic that they're going to lean on as they become a teenager, a young adult, and then an adult. So therefore, knowing this to be factual truth, this isn't theory, it's beliefs determine your actions, action determine your results, and your beliefs are just a collection of references that you accumulated as a child. I am very aware of that, and I make sure I over deliver with as many references as I can inside of what I call a family curriculum, right? So I teach my kids entrepreneurship, leadership, investing. I teach them about philanthropy and social impact. I teach them about about health and fitness. I do not leave it to the school system to educate my kids, right? I'm not like sitting back going, man, I hope these teachers get it right. I hope that 25-year-old teacher, 26-year-old teachers nailed it for my kid. I'm not going to mess around like that. What if the 26-year-old school teacher has the complete opposite beliefs that I have, and the complete opposite beliefs that I want to instill into my kids, right? So what's more challenging about this for all of us is the amount of time you have to do that is this much, right? And being divorced, I get my kids 50% of the time, which means if I get 45 minutes a day to educate them times 15 days a month, that means I get 10 hours a month to educate them on really, really solid stuff. And the school system's getting them 8 hours a day, right? So I'm up against, a time clock that is not in my favor, which means I have to over deliver in what I'm educating them. And like every Saturday or Sunday, we pick a topic. We're watching John C. Maxwell. We're watching Tony Robbins. We're watching whoever on different YouTube videos. They got their growth journals out. They're writing like crazy. I'm adding my 2 cents. They're watching videos of me that's mixed in with that. And, that's my best answer to that one, man, is we're in a battle of references and we don't have a lot of time to pour into them. And
the reason I brought that up, Nick, is because you have a video on social media where you brought your kids on stage and you were kind of like interviewing them, and the stuff that came out of their mouth was just unbelievable for being single digit aged kids. And I'm thinking, this guy's doing a great job, whatever your relationship status was, because kids are taught and then we tolerate. So, you really can't blame your kids on everything because they're just a sponge.
Yes,
They're watching, they're listening, they're seeing how we treat other people. They are just, it's the one thing that I don't want to fail at. Like I put that at the highest level. Even, I'm in a relationship, 24 years of marriage almost, and not always do me and my wife see eye to eye pretty much on everything, right? But one thing that we both agree at, we don't want to fail at raising our children.
Yeah.
No, and they're not children anymore. They're both in college, my two youngest boys, right? 19, 21. They both go to the same university, but occasionally we get to pat ourselves on the back and go, job well done. But, we're not done. We're not done teaching our kids. And, hey, tough love does kick in. But I've always been impressed, Nick, when you brought your kids up on that stage. I know most of you watching this, it's still posted on Nick's social media. It's powerful. He brings his kids up, and I'm thinking, wow, my kids weren't, doing that. And I look back going, and they know a lot in the industry. We've taken them to meetings. They've read the books, and a lot of what they learned growing up in the industry, they've applied at school. They've applied at everything they've done, from sports to their teams to whatever their jobs, whatever they're involved in. So I think we're all accountable for our children, and it's never too late, Nick, right? It's never too late.
So much wisdom from you today, brother. I appreciate, not only you actually led the interview, so well done. I just let it. You answered, you led it. You're a freaking force to be recognized with. And I'm gonna have both my kids speaking at Rise conference with Vic Tipnis and Magic Johnson, and Grant Cardone's going to be there. Goggins. So I just got selected for the CEO panel for that. So I'm gonna bring him up there on the stage again and cut him loose. We'll see what happens. So. But by the way, all you guys should be at that event. Hit me up if you want to go. It's in June. I think it's 16th, 17th, 18th in Tampa. Be there. Tell us in closing, Todd. Actually, somebody did ask a question. We'll go back up. We're going to get this real quick. Let me scroll up. Give me a second. What are some great activities for team building? So, a little bonus question. Some great activities for team building. You throw a couple answers out there. I'll throw a couple, and we'll wrap it up.
You don't always have to spend money when you do team building. What I find is people want to come into your house. Maybe you have a pool, maybe you have a spa, maybe you have a barbecue area. Breaking bread is probably one of the best ways to intimately get together with your team and just get real. And sometimes it's not really about talking about the business. It's obvious why we're getting together, but you invite people into your privacy, right? And whether you have takeout food or you cook together, the guys are hanging out on one side of the room or whatever, just hang out, watch a movie together, right? But when you invite somebody into your home, I think that's powerful, for team building. I really do. Plan a day at the beach, hey, everybody, you bring the cooler of this, I'll bring the food. Let's throw up some easy ups, bring the kids, again, the family, the intimacy, that's just the bond that you're building. And the loyalty that is created there, powerful.
You hit the last one there that I was going to share, so I'll just add it and just emphasize it. All team building should include spouses and significant others, because you must have the buy-in. Doesn't matter what you're doing, what company you're building. You have to have the buy-in from both sides of the family, significant other, spouses, kids, whatever. Make sure they're always included in every team building activity, because that's going to get you it's going to get you the actions that you want, because you have buy-in from multiple parties. Todd, where can everybody find you? Where can everybody go find you online, social, anything you want to tell them before we jump off?
The name, just Todd Hartog official on Instagram. We've all been a victim of that fun Instagram stuff, but now we got the blue check, right? So Todd Hartog pretty much on every social media. Even though my son is named Todd, some stuff it's Todd A for my middle name, Alan. So, just going to stay tuned, because this is my launching pad, Nick, for more content. I need to get out there. I need to be, I'm cool with, I wish I was your age, Nick, 10 years. I mean, you're 13, 14 years younger than me. mid 40s is nice, low 40s is nice, but once you start knocking the door at almost 60, it's like, so I have to get past that. You know what I mean? Well, I like the guy I used to look at in the mirror versus the guy I'm looking at now. But
you've delivered today on all levels. And for all y'all that want to connect, go to nickslinktree.com, nickslinktree.com. There's a bunch of stuff we can connect on there, or nickstube.com for YouTube. Thank you so much. This is episode 9, 20-minute showdown. If you're on the replay, drop the word replay. We're going to cut up a bunch of reels, push them out. Todd, you were amazing. Thank you so much for everything today, brother. Look forward to doing it again.
Appreciate you, Nick. Thank you so much.
Goodbye, everybody.